to heartbreak at the dog park.
We were racing to get medical attention for him, hoping that we could save his life.
A routine trip turns deadly after a Chihuahua is attacked by a much bigger dog. Plus, tossing the dough.
My mom's chocolate chip cookies really started it for me when I was a little kid.
A 17-year-old opens up her own bakery in the heart of Harlowton. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Andrea Lutz. A trip to the dog park quickly turned to heartbreak as a family watched their Chihuahua get killed by another much larger dog. As the family searches for some answers, they're hoping their story can be a lesson for other dog owners. Our Charlie Kleps looks into the case.
What began as a typical day at the Centennial Dog Park quickly turned to a nightmare on Sunday for one Billings family. And emotionally, they're still trying to recover.
I was no more than 2 feet away.
It all happened quickly.
It was so fast, like unbelievably fast.
And before they knew it, the Bodine family's 16-year-old Chihuahua Rocco was in the jaws of another dog.
I really don't remember every detail other than just falling to my knees and trying to shove my own arm inside of his mouth.
As the initial shock passed, panic set in.
His body fell and hit the ground, and he squealed, but I could tell his neck was at a strange angle.
And I just picked my dog up and left. I didn't care whose dog it was. It was about my dog.
The Bodines rushed out of the dog park hoping to get Rocco medical attention. Unfortunately, they were too late.
That was our first dog together. It was a present to my daughter. She grew up with that dog.
It's just the unfairness of it, you know, like the shock wears off and then the sadness creeps in. And
through social media, the Bodines have been actively trying to track down the owners of the other dog, but haven't made contact yet. They have been working with animal control, who they say is investigating the incident. At the very least, Sunday's incident raising questions over the safety of the dog park.
I was horrified, I'll be honest. I couldn't imagine.
Fellow Centennial Park visitor Latasha Stafford was shocked when she heard the story, immediately trying to put herself in the Bodine's shoes.
And even with Bjorn, I know he's bigger and he'd be able to hold his own, but him just getting attacked would also be awful.
An awful experience that has Stafford hoping dog owners in Billings commit to following the rules.
But if you know your dog has the tendency to attack other dogs, you should take it upon yourself to follow the rules and keep them away from other dogs so incidents don't occur.
And while the Bodines are still overcome with sadness, they're hoping their incident can help educate others.
Now the conversation's rolling and hopefully they do become safer places.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
And today, the ground was broken on a new dog park, this one at North Park. It's another update as Billings Park and Rec looks to breathe new life into the Billings East Urban Renewal District. Fisher Industries and Superior Concrete donated labor and concrete costs. After the dog park is complete, work will begin on a new disc golf area. The Billings Airport hit another milestone in its quest to bring additional daily flights to Billings. The city's Air Service Commission officially reached their matching goal to utilize a $1 million grant. A $50,000 donation from the Montana Department of Commerce puts the commission now at $750,000 total raised, which is the prerequisite for the federal grant. The money would fund a daily nonstop flight to either Los Angeles or San Francisco.
At first it was supposed to be for mostly tourism, but I believe that it's a lot better that it gives us access to a lot of the technology that's in California. Our ag technology could be a lot better, and it's because we haven't had access.
We have a lot of passengers that are traveling between Los Angeles Basin and Billings, as well as San Francisco and Billings, and so we want to serve those passengers and that demand with direct flights on a daily year-round basis.
Officials are currently negotiating with air carriers for the route. Summer schedules are already set, so the flight won't start until the fall. Billings police are investigating the death of a Billings man found in his pickup late last night. The incident happened on 15th Street West, so police shut down the area to traffic while they investigated. Detectives say the man died of a gunshot wound, but it's not clear if the death is criminal at this point. They say there's no known threat to the public. It is day 6 of former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial. Today, the judge heard testimony over whether Trump violated a gag order. Michael George has the latest.
Former President Donald Trump left the 6th day of his criminal hush money trial fuming that he's stuck in a courtroom instead of on the campaign trail like President Biden.
He's out campaigning and I'm here in a courtroom sitting here sitting up as straight as I can all day long, because you know what? It's a very unfair situation.
Tuesday, former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker returned to the stand. He testified that during a 2015 meeting with Trump and his fixer Michael Cohen, he agreed to be Trump's eyes and ears, suppressing stories that could hurt Trump's 2016 run for the presidency. Pecker detailed 3 stories he bought just to kill, including an apparently false story about Trump fathering a child out of wedlock, and Trump's relationship with former Playboy model Karen McDougal. McDougal claims they had an affair in 2006.
An unconstitutional gag order by a highly conflicted judge.
Before testimony resumed Tuesday, Judge Merchan heard arguments about possible gag order violations. Prosecutors say Trump commented about potential witnesses 10 times on social media. The judge appeared frustrated with Trump's attorney's attempt to explain the posts, eventually telling him, "You're losing all credibility with the court."
That's just another way of saying, I don't trust you. Where's your precedent? Where's your facts?
After the hearing, Trump posted on his social media platform, "This is a kangaroo court, and the judge should recuse himself." Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The cost of childcare now has families debating whether both parents should work and afford it. But a new study could help families decide. The study determined it costs about $1 million to outsource the work of a stay-at-home parent over the course of 20 years. A parent of 2 kids performs an average of 200 hours worth of tasks a year, including cleaning, shopping, cooking, tutoring, transportation, and more. The report says parents spend 20 hours cleaning a month, 23.7 hours cooking, and 16.8 hours driving kids around. All that parenting is worth $5,200 a month if it was outsourced to someone else, like a nanny.
Very pleasant conditions all across the region, especially as we lost the wind today. The temperatures were pretty similar to what we saw 24 hours ago, but as we warm up tomorrow, we'll be bracing ourselves for some spring rain showers. Very welcome across the area, likely picking up some snow, but not everybody looks like they're going to pick up a substantial amount of moisture. We'll talk about who will receive some rain and who may be left out. Plus, those showers could continue through the weekend. Forecast details coming up.
The Helena Police Department has new body armor donated from the Mason Moore Foundation. The $7,000 grant money will cover 20 external body armor plates to be added to patrol vehicles. The plates provide increased protection, including against rifle ammunition. Jody Moore started the Mason Moore Foundation after her husband, a Broadwater County deputy, was killed in the line of duty. Its mission is to help police agencies across the state cover the cost of training and equipment. The latest now on Montana's mission to end lead in our drinking water. We're now learning that over the next 6 months, more than 1,000 water systems across Montana will need to complete an initial assessment to find lead. As Jonathan Anbarian explains, the program could help us better understand the hidden dangers in our water.
For the last few years, the Montana Department of Environmental Quality has been working with schools to help them identify sources of lead in their drinking water. Now they're helping out with a much wider lead inventory.
This is a much bigger undertaking.
The federal government has updated its rules controlling lead and copper in drinking water. As part of that, they've given water systems until this fall to make an inventory of lead in service lines, the pipes running between water mains and the customer. Leaders say even low levels of lead in drinking water can have health impacts, especially for children. I asked Greg Montgomery with DEQ how common lead service lines are in Montana.
I don't think we know yet. I mean, that was one of the main purposes of this inventory requirement.
This rule applies to community water systems from cities, towns, and subdivisions, plus some buildings like schools that have their own systems. Montgomery says 1,065 individual systems across the state will be doing the inventory. 77 of them have already completed their work, including places like East Helena, where the work was easier because they made records on all the service lines decades ago. In other areas, leaders may have to follow up directly with customers to inspect their lines. The Montana Department of Commerce is also giving public water systems a chance to apply for technical assistance.
If a system applies for that, the Commerce can assign them a contractor to assist them in doing their inventory at no cost to them.
In the coming years, Montgomery says the information from these inventories will be key as leaders make plans on how to replace lead service lines. Water systems have until October 16th to get their initial inventories done. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
In the heart of Harlowton, a new bakery is open. From the outside, it looks like a typical business, but this one is owned by a 17-year-old girl. In tonight's Positively Montana story, Haley Monaco takes us inside Chloe's kitchen.
Positively Montana is sponsored by Yellowstone Valley Electric Cooperative.
Most teens are still trying to figure out their lives, but not one girl in Harlowton, as she's already a business owner.
I'm a foodie, you know, I just love food and making it.
With some flour, sugar, and dedication, Chloe's Kitchen came to be.
My mom's chocolate chip cookies really started it for me when I was a little kid.
With a wide variety of delicious sweet treats, the 17-year-old who bakes them all and owns the shop might just be the most impressive part.
We're open all day selling everything, and then I'm here until like 9 or 10 usually baking, and then come back here at 5 in the morning to get ready to sell.
Chloe Cutting graduated high school a year early and took the opportunity to jump headfirst into baking.
I've always had an idea that I wanted to have my own business, but it was around last year that I thought I could start baking and see if it would turn into something good like this.
She opened earlier this month in the heart of Harlowton, and business is already booming.
She works really hard at what she does.
Chloe's mom, Megan, is right there by her side at the bakery.
I just do whatever she needs help with.
A helping hand that Chloe says she couldn't have done any of this without.
I just really appreciate my family for helping me.
Whether it's sweet treats or their daily lunch special, you'll be sure to leave Chloe's Kitchen with a full belly and happy heart.
She loves to see everybody happy. That's why she's here doing this, because she likes to make everyone smile.
In Harlowton, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
Still to come on the MTN 430 News on Q2, a University of Montana program helps people better connect with the world. We'll explain how it works in just a bit, but first, it is a nice spring day outside greeting Billings, but will those temperatures continue to rise? Ed's going to let us know right after this.